So this is Doom, the 2016 version of Doom. I'm going to press space to continue. And it's going to... I'm going to try to be quiet during cutscenes, but we'll see.
But you will be worse. Rip and tear until it is done.
So that's really the objective of the game here, is to... I mean, it's really the objective of every game, if you think about it, is to rip and tear, and then it is done. So a lot of people really liked this game back when it came out. It got a lot of Game of the Year nods, and I don't know if it won anything, but it was definitely in talks for Game of the Year. My sensitivity is far too high, but we'll figure it out. I'll change that later, but this game is generally well regarded. I liked it at the time, but it was this weird thing where the way expectations work, I liked the game, but because everyone was kind of talking it up, I felt like I didn't like the game as much as I thought I did. It was weird because like I was like, oh, this is good. I don't know if it'll make my top 10 list, but I like it. I had a lot of fun with it, but 2016 was a really packed year, and I think the way people were talking it up made me feel like I was missing something, or I just didn't like stuff as much as other people. But I generally enjoy this game. I'm really excited for Doom Eternal. I'm playing this on the Hurt Me Plenty difficulty, which I don't even think is even close to the highest difficulty now. I think they added a bunch of stuff to this game post-release. But yeah, this game kicks ass. I want to play through it mostly just to refresh myself before Eternal comes out. There's a demonic invasion in progress. I don't think I took to the kind of like, oh, this is so over the top. It's kind of it's almost like campy in its in the way it tells you things. I saw it, but I don't know that I was like super high on it. Of like, oh man, this is the way this is inverting the tropes of the Doom genre and shooters and stuff is like ridiculous and amazing. Like it's so great. That part I wasn't as I wasn't as crazy about that.
I think we can work together and resolve this problem in a way that benefits us both.
But the action, I think, I think really on a fundamental level works. I cannot. I need to lower the sensitivity a little bit. That is too high. Let's try a 5.1 surround aiming. And we gotta turn the Razer Chroma on, even though I don't have a Razer mouse or keyboard. This feels a little better. We'll tune it as we go, if we need to. That's right, you got the glory kills and... Hey Adventure, hey, I appreciate everyone who is in the chat now, especially because I didn't really give much notice about when I was going to start streaming, since in case you have not been following what I've been up to, I was on vacation for a little while in Japan, and now I'm back. What is this? It does get a little repetitive. I think the shotgun is ridiculously overpowered relative to every other weapon in the game, and I think the game does not really give you a reason besides, like, I'm out of ammo to really use any other guns, and so whenever you didn't have shotgun ammo, the game felt noticeably worse, because you feel like you were, well, with the exception of, like, one or two guns, it always felt like you were either using the shotgun or you were not, thriving the way you wanted to, right? It felt like the game was very contingent on how well you could use the shotgun. I mean, for all I know, you know, it's not even the best gun in the game, the shotgun. But it just felt so much better. It felt like it was doing so much more damage to enemies that the other guns very quickly fell by the wayside for me personally. So yeah, it just felt like anytime I wasn't using the shotgun that I was using other guns because I'd run out of ammo for the shotgun. But I think the way they tailored the encounters really well, to where they felt more interesting on a gameplay level than even most shooters, because I think a lot of shooters up until this point had taken the tact of like, well, we gotta make this like a story-based thing, right? And as such, like, to some degree, the shooting has to be compromised for the sake of the story. And this game definitely felt like it was not at all interested in doing that. But it also got away with doing that because there are little hints to some degree about how this game actually does have something of a story. It's just not like the same kind of story as other games, but it always does feel subservient to creating this like really fun loop. And at the time, obviously, it felt like it was, and even now, I think, it felt like it was going against the grain of shooter tropes. Because, you know, there is no cover system. You don't even reload. And so it just being Doom, you know, felt like this like kind of out of nowhere thing. I think also a lot initially was because of the surprise, because no one expected a Doom game in 2016 to be good. And, you know, the development cycle of this game was as protracted as it was. And it felt like, well, the multiplayer that they showed off doesn't feel good. I don't know about this Doom game. And then, yeah, it just kind of took off. But I'm a fan of this game. I like this game. And so I wanted to replay this. And there was one other game I was thinking about replaying that comes out at around a similar time. I was kind of thinking about replaying, but we might end up doing stuff with that in the future. Yeah, I think a lot of people could probably got a lot more out of the idea of the way that Doom Marine just does not care about like what is going on in the story, you know? I will say though, one singularly unimpeachable thing, and I say this as someone who grew up around a lot of music like it, a lot of new metal, a lot of, you know, very like grungy guitars and basically like rhythm guitars that just basically may as well have been like bass, you know, a lot of like really da-dun, da-dun, da-dun kind of guitar riffs. The soundtrack in this game is amazing. And I say I grew up around it, it was just everywhere, and I really got tired of it. Like, I was so subjected to it all the time in high school, because that's really, you know, I grew up in Omaha, Nebraska, and so there wasn't really, like, in high school, I wasn't really exposed to anything but, you know, new metal and what is now lovingly called butt rock. And so at some point I was just like, man, and it's specifically because like my brother, you know, was the first one who could drive. He was the first one with a car. And so when we were driving around in his car, which is basically any time I was in a car, we listened to his music. And so he liked a lot of new metal. So I listened to a lot of like new metal CDs from front to back multiple times, like just on repeat for weeks. And that much exposure to a genre of music, whether intentional or not, will either make or break you on something. And I think for me, it broke me. So I eventually kind of moved away from this kind of music. But I think as of late, I've kind of been slowly, very selectively getting back into this type of music. Or like, not getting back into it, but like finding stuff in this genre that I actually kind of liked back then. Just from like being around, especially in Japanese karaoke bars. You're kind of limited to, like, I listen to mostly hip-hop and like kind of EDM stuff. And you can't really do that at karaoke. So I was kind of forced to reckon with the idea that, like, you know what? Some of that stuff that I thought I hated, I actually kind of like, and is actually pretty cool. You know, removed from my overbearing exposure to it. And I'll be honest, I've been talking a lot and have not been focusing on this game as much as I should be. And I'm losing health because this game is about kind of managing your health economy a lot. Hey, Haladios, and hey, Smack, thanks for subscribing again to my stream. I appreciate the vote of confidence in me, considering I have not streamed in about 2 or 3 weeks. No, I think the borders are going to stay where they are, because mostly for formatting purposes. Let's see. Where am I supposed to go? Mission tab will show you to the item map available, mission challenges and explorations. I don't know that I'm going to be super thorough this playthrough. I definitely remember a lot of segments of this game where I was backtracking a lot, but I think for this playthrough, I'm probably just going to plow ahead as much as I can. Moments like this where I don't know where I'm supposed to go, notwithstanding. Tells me I'm supposed to go that way, but I'm not seeing like the path to there. Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's through. Yep, yeah. It was through. It's exactly where I was before. Really shouldn't have cost. Full access only. I think this level design also works too. Have I played the original Doom? I have played the original Doom, but not in any significant way. I think I have not necessarily even. I don't know that I even made it through a level of the original Doom. That's the combat shotgun model. Okay. So I'm really just trying to get through here, but it's not. Oh, here's the blue key card. Doom with EDM would be interesting. Yeah. Houdini. Ooh, it's a frag grenade. Pretty full up here. I think as this game gets harder, I'll probably be talking less during encounters. But I think as the umpteenth streamer of this game specifically, I'm going to try to, like, do more commentary when I can. Just because... I don't know, you don't need to see this game being played for the 100th time, right? Probably should have just Chloe killed that guy. Okay, so these encounters I think are starting off fairly light, where you just kind of have the 1D move, but later on they do really layer these guys on in some interesting ways. It felt like a really old school design of, obviously, what that was kind of the goal of a lot of this game, was to, hey, let's make it like the old games but try to modernize it, and I think that was cool. What system am I gonna play Doom Eternal on? Probably PC if I can run it. I'm pretty sure I can. But I'm playing this on PC, so I plan to play Eternal on PC as well. I don't remember what performance on the gosh, was June 2016 was like the year the PS Pro came out, right? So I think it might have had some performance issues on PS4 when it came out. I'm very curious to see what the sequel runs like on the Pro. What do I want? Hold the to charge up 3-round burst with a tighter spread. Hold the whip to charge up an arcing explosive round. I kind of like the explosive shot. Yeah. And this is not nothing, but just the basic fact that that you don't really like the right mouse button isn't really used to aim, but rather to activate weapon mods. I think kind of frees up a lot of room that you would normally reserve for well, we just have to aim, right? But here you can use it for whatever you want. So it's basically a grenade launcher here. Yeah, you do. I mean, I am really gonna have to start being careful. I wonder if at some point I just don't give in and just play it on easy for the sake of this stream, so I don't die as much. But then I feel like that would be Doom, right? That would be metal. And I think I should point out that I'm not the best Doom player. I'm not the best FPS person in general. I mean, I like the most intensive first-person game I play is Destiny, and that's not necessarily a game where... I mean, like, the hardest thing in that game are just DPS checks, which mostly has to do with what gun you're using. So I'm not, like, the best FPS guy, so... If I lose, or I die, or whatever... I'm not super invested in getting better at this particular kind of game, so... bear with me. I think the best shooters, you know, speaking as someone who's very familiar with shooters and loves them a lot and plays them all the time, I think the best shooters do end up becoming combat puzzles in that way. Although I will say that you're kind of right in that it's not like a straight up, it is missing aspects of modern shooters that do make for a more skill-based game. Like, I guess I haven't tested it, you know, I haven't run those numbers, but it feels like headshots are not as important. But that also might be because the shotgun is the best gun in the game, right? Or the most effective gun that I've found, having played it through once. So you're not really focused on... You're more about, like, where are you where are you relative to the enemy versus, like, landing those sick headshots. Which I kind of think is, like, another way that it differentiates itself, right? In that you can... Yeah, double barrel shotgun was kind of my alternative. I'm always like kind of skeptical of things that aren't like I'm never usually not the type of person to go for the like doubling down on a particular thing. I'd rather go with like the safe and steady kind of like, well, this one is reliable, right? Whereas I think if I remember correctly, the double barrel shotgun was kind of limited on ammo, but I guess you wouldn't have to reload. But I remember there was like a kind of a gambit or a gamble you took when you chose the double-barreled that kind of made me reticent to use it. But I think usually when there is a game with a shotgun and a double-barreled shotgun, the double-barreled shotgun is usually the like, let's double down on the aspects of a shotgun by making it riskier to play a little bit, you know. Yeah, it's powerful but slow to reload, this mech. Yeah, and it is the only one you have to reload, I guess. But which I guess is kind of like I always want to be able to shoot stuff in this game. And that's another thing is that like by not forcing reload, which is, you know, a little weird, and since you should ideally reload.
Hello, I
Hold
am
on.
Vega, the sentient intelligence assigned to Mars. After running diagnostics on the Praetor suit, it appears that I can activate optional challenges that, when completed, will assist in upgrading your arsenal at an accelerated pace. I have added a tracking component to your dossier.
Was this in the game at release? I don't remember this. But maybe oh, you know what? Maybe I do. Kill 2 of the possessed with 1 trigger pull from the shotgun. Perform 5 different glory kills on the possessed. Find 3 secrets. Okay, this does feel familiar. Yeah. So like I said earlier, I'm not gonna hunt for secrets. I mean, if I see like if I can go left and find a secret, right? Well, that I clearly notice, I'm gonna go left, but I'm not gonna necessarily scour a whole map. And then I say that, but then I'll probably end up doing it at least once or twice anyway. Because I'm a real gamer. But I also want this game to just move quickly. I do have other stuff I want to play on this stream. I need to jump on something. Oh, here. I really like how you can press things with his hand, even though he's got this ridiculous armored glove. To figure out where to go for the power. I feel like it's stuttering a little bit when I go from that hallway. Whenever I go. Oh, there we go. Well, hey, I got a challenge. Got a weapon upgrade point.
I believe in honesty, especially now, in what will be your final moments in this world. All the rumors, the human sacrifices, the help, the demons. It's all true. Especially now, it will be your final moments in this world. My sisters and brothers, be thankful. You will have a seat for long, just as I will, in what will become the new world that they create for us. Starting now.
I do remember this game kind of being a little bit more focused on story than I think prior Doom games, but that's maybe just a thing I heard and not something I necessarily know for sure. But since I haven't really played any of the other Doom games.
My sisters and brothers, be thankful. You will be the first. You will have a seat alongside them, just as I will, in what will become the new world that they create for us. Starting now.
This game does really... I think it still looks really good. I mean, it was released in 2016, so it's not like crazy to think that, but... Actually, didn't check to see if the grenade launcher wastes ammo. I think it does. To figure out how to spend those points at some point. I actually don't remember how useful the melee might be without the glory kill aspect. I can't imagine it's all that useful, right?
Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
So here's a shot, or a chainsaw. Am I gonna play Doom Eternal or Animal Crossing first? There's a 1% chance that I play Animal Crossing, period. So I think it'll probably be Doom Eternal, and that's not necessarily like a diss against Animal Crossing. It's just never been my type of game. What is this? What are you doing? Medical service. Oh, that's just like a healy dealy. I want to say there's a way to upgrade your health, isn't there? Am I crazy? I'm trying to figure out how to.
Here at the UAC, we take pride in nurturing a growing workforce, and each year we harvest only the best of the best. Are you ready to move on to take on new challenges?
That is really satisfying, that grenade launcher. I'd be very curious to see how many, because I don't remember what upgrades I did take the last time I played this game. I'd be very curious to see how many of the same upgrades I take. Okay, so that was close. I feel like once this game actually tries to test me, I'm gonna die a lot. Which is frustrating as someone who's playing live for other people.
Yellow security clearance required.
Okay, so there's a way to upgrade my health. I'm guessing it's like through finding secrets, right? I would love it if it was just through getting these upgrade points, because that seems like a cool way to do that. But I just need to figure out how to... Oh, here we go. Weapon upgrade points. Explosive... Oh, okay, I see. What do I want from this? I don't know that I really want to invest a lot of points into the pistol, but maybe I should. So I need a... I can't unlock this part of it yet. Reduces the recharge time between explosive shots. Increases the size of the explosion. Oh, no, this is for the other one, right? Like, this is for the other upgrade path. Oh, I need to... Okay. Removes the loading time for an explosive shot. That's actually pretty good. Wait, so what is the loading time versus the... I guess I could buy two of these, right? Let's go for a bigger explosion, and... Oh, okay, never mind. You have to... So every purchase you have to spend more points per purchase. That's a coherent sentence, right? The Praetor Suit tab allows you to upgrade a variety of the Praetor's abilities. Here you can spend Praetor Suit tokens on upgrade various... Okay. So this is probably where I increase my health, right? I don't have any points, though. That'll probably be the thing that I lack, since I'm not necessarily going to hunt secrets. Which could get tricky. But we'll figure it out. Oh. Well. That's one death. I wonder what the checkpoint is. I don't think this doesn't feel too bad. I don't know.
We take pride in nurturing a growing workforce, and each year
Oh, this is maybe one encounter behind. Yeah, that's not bad. Oh, I think I see what they mean. Okay. So I think the difference between the two upgrades is that, like, that's one, like, that red circle is one of the timers, and then this circle where it takes to do that, I think, is the other one.
Security clearance required.
So maybe now that I've upgraded it, or once I upgrade it, I don't know if the upgrades keep between playthroughs. Where are they? Oh. So don't stick around there too long, because they got stuff you don't like over there. Okay, so there's gas for the... Oh, I guess I don't have it. Okay, there we go. Oh. So I guess I don't need it. I gotta stop yelling. Hey, Hal451. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'm playing on PC. If you can't tell from the clicking noises I'm making.
Demonic presence at unsafe level. Lockdown in effect.
Where are they?
Demonic presence at unsafe
Where are all the demons? And I feel like I need, like, the number one thing I want for the shotgun is just more ammo all the time. Like, I would take that upgrade where you just maybe naturally gain ammo or something. But I think that's kind of the whole point, right? Is that you want ammo, so you want to be aggressive, so you can get more ammo from killing enemies with the ammo that you use.
Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
What movies did you all like in 2019? I just saw Little Woman yesterday, and it was fantastic. I should see Little Woman. What's her name? Greta Gerwig? Is she the director? I feel like there's two Gretas in the popular consciousness right now, and I get them confused all the time. I think Greta Gerwig is the director, right? Okay, so yeah, she directed Lady Bird, which I love. Is probably my favorite movie of the year it came out. So I should go see Little Woman in theaters, and I'm told that it's good by people in my chat. I think probably my favorite movie that I saw last year was Uncut Gems, which is maybe not a popular choice. I think a lot of people liked Uncut Gems, but I liked it more than anything I saw this year. I think partially, I don't know that Parasite hit me as hard as a lot of other people. I definitely really liked it. Like it's a really well made film, but I guess by the end of it, I was just kind of like, this goes on a little longer than it maybe should be. And there are some crucial points being made, for sure, that I think are necessary for that film to work. But I think they are delivered in a way that is maybe not like my favorite. And then I saw, what else in this? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was also very good. I like that movie. I don't know that I get it. Hey, Shady Nail. Oh, wait. Can I not? How do I swap between upgrades? Because now I only have the one, right? I think I chose the 3-shot burst last time. Oh, okay. So instead of reloading, that's what you do. That's cool. Is this where I came from or where I need to go? Well, it's where I came from now. I think I'm probably going to have a harder time with the levels. Oh, that's right, because I got the yellow keycard. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have a harder time with these levels because talking is just going to distract me.
This high-tech mining and research facility is pushing the boundaries of humanity each and every day. As a valued employee, your loyalty is...
Have I played this before? Yes, I played it before, but only once and only back when it came out, so I'm not going to be... Also, my memory with games stuff is super bad most of the time. Unless I'm like directly taking notes, I have a hard time remembering a lot of things in games, like with regards to level design and plot points. So don't expect me to know most about what this game is. That said, I have beaten it, so I don't necessarily feel like the that impetus to not take hints or help. So if the second you guys feel the need to tell me where to go, feel free to do so. Because I have no reservations about like solving stuff in this game. Whereas I think in Zelda, that's kind of more the point. Like figuring out where to go is kind of part. It's a component, right? Whereas I don't think Doom necessarily. I don't think it's simple about where you're. Oh, okay. Not sure what that was. I don't think Doom ever wants you to be confused about where to go. It does want you to think about it, though. But I liked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I guess part of it is that, well, for one, I watched it on a plane, so not the best place to watch it, of course. But also, there's just things about that movie that, like, for one, I don't know that I 100% understand what happens in that is supposed to be meaningful. It just feels like here's a guy reminiscing about being an actor, and then I don't want to spoil it, but then the thing that happens at the end, and a lot of the parts with Margot Robbie did not necessarily feel directly tied to what was going on in the rest of the film. And that's the thing, is like I'm like positive that has some meaning, right? Like they're not just doing it randomly, but I guess when I watched it, it didn't feel super directly related. That said, Margaret Qualley and the Asian American actress at the end, who I don't want to spoil anything, but they're both really good in that movie. And I'm sure Kojima taught Margaret Qualley a thing or two about acting, and that's why she's so good in that movie, right? Obviously, everyone acknowledged this is publicly known information, of course. Yeah, like there are some good scenes, like the scene where he's trying to figure out how to act in that when he's holding the little girl in the chair. I think that's a really good scene. Like it has a like, and the whole scene where Brad sneaks into that camp and does a thing. I think that is very good. The I was about to make a point, but I totally forgot it. But yeah, I mean I enjoyed that movie. Like you kind of get the other thing I was really kind of concerned with was whether or not it was based on real world events, and I don't think it is by the end of it. But it felt like okay, they're clearly referencing Roman Polanski here. Is that what the Margot Robbie stuff is kind of hinting towards? They're talking a lot about Charlie Manson and how is that going to contribute, and then it feels like they kind of do an Inglourious Bastards, and I hope that isn't spoiling anything, but like they kind of do a thing where it's like, oh, you think it's going to abide by history, but we're just gonna be ahistorical.
Terminal, and I'll give you what you need.
But I'm not in time. Yeah, it's. And I guess the entire time I was kind of like, I guess I don't know if they directly state that in the marketing or anything, but the entire time I was I was watching it, that was where I was like, wait a second, I don't think that makes sense with like at least the version of events that I'm aware of. So it was like watching it that first time was kind of a little disorienting. Also, I watched it on a plane, so it's maybe not the best place to watch it, but it's. I think the second I finished it, I was like, okay, this is immediately on my list of films to watch again. Same thing with Parasite, just because I think those movies probably come together a little better on the second viewing, which I have not seen. Whereas I think Uncut Gems, I think just the plot of it isn't super. I think it's intricate in the moment where you're like, okay, wait, when did he get the thing? And what is happening right now in this moment can sometimes be a little messy. But I think it is so good at making you focus on the things it wants you to focus on, and distracting you in the right ways. That it's a much simpler story, but the way it kind of ties all of its threads together is actually like really, really well done. And so that's probably my favorite movie of 2019. I was temporarily confused about what year it was. By the way, this guy has shields that you have to break through or shoot around. Yeah, so I think that's definitely one of those movies where you do have to read the plot of it a little more thoroughly. Like there's like in action scenes, there's always that scene where they kind of more or less tell you the plot or what's going to happen. Where it's like, okay, like in a heist movie, they always tell you, okay, we need to sneak into the thing so we can get the diamond, right? There's like usually in a lot of scenes there is that scene where they just kind of outright tell you we need to go do this thing needs to happen, where they kind of summarize the plot. Whereas I don't think that that statement really exists in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So it's kind of like you're kind of made to figure out what the plot is as you go along, which can definitely make it a little harder to watch. But I think on your second viewing, already knowing all that. You kind of don't need to worry about that because you kind of know what's going to happen. So I definitely should watch it at some point once it's available on streaming or easily accessible. I forget how exactly you're supposed to get around these guys. Oh, where'd he go? Yeah, the economy of this game is kind of interesting, that you don't always want to directly kill someone because you could get them. The best way to kill something is to put it in a glory kill state and then glory kill it so that you get the benefits from it. Like so. Oh, this is the thing. Explosive damage. I kind of just want more health. How do you get more? Can I can't use the Praetor things. I can't use this currency to actually upgrade my health directly, right? I'm guessing I have to get more Argent cells. Yeah, because I can't even click on it if I wanted to. These upgrades improve the capabilities of navigation systems. Okay, I'm gonna be a big baby and tell myself that I need these because I'm gonna be very distracted during this playthrough. I'm trying to get out. There we go. Well, obviously, I was pressing escape to go back instead of tab to close. Classic rookie mistake. Do I stream much Dota? Not really. I streamed it between games a little while ago, back when I had finished Oracle of Ages, and I had I only had one or two streams to go, and I didn't want to start a game in that time. Hold on, I had to kill demons. Sorry. So yeah, I usually only stream Dota when I don't really have much else to stream, or I'm like in a position where I wouldn't be good to start a game then. But I'd kind of like to do it more. It's just I don't necessarily have all the time in the world. Oh, just go straight. That's all you need to do. Let's go to the Vega terminal. Now, I also remember now that these streams are going to be a little trickier.
It will give you strength, help you on your journey, if you can withstand the power surge.
Oh, I can withstand a power surge. Wouldn't it be funny if you couldn't, like, and he just died? Oh, there we go. Here's where you get things. Oh. They do make a pretty good case for Dota main. It's hard to have a main in Dota, because it's like... Although I did literally have a main for my first year, but I don't recommend it. I played Wind Ranger for like the first year almost exclusively. And I don't recommend doing that, because you do want to have an expertise with a wide variety of heroes so you can fill different roles. But I think probably the heroes I play most are techies. I play a lot of Phantom Lancer nowadays. He was buffed crazily recently, so I like Nyx Assassin quite a bit. Monkey King, Chaos Knight. I like Lion, but that's mostly because like he's like easy peasy hero when you don't want to really think. I like Earth Spirit a lot. He's very difficult to play, and I'm pretty bad at him, but I enjoy playing him more than most heroes.
I will unlock the remaining Argent cells within the facility for you.
But yeah, Techies is the hero that I play most.
What he wants.
Although it's hard because like most of my games right now are turbo, and I think Techies is widely regarded as being a bad hero, but I think he's extra bad in turbo because in turbo the economy of the game is accelerated. But Techies needs literal seconds and time to set up mine traps and stuff. So because they don't accelerate his cooldowns or anything like that, it's hard for him to get set up and do mine stuff. So you actually have to actively play more aggressively as Techies, which I think with the changes they made to Suicide Squad, or not the movie Suicide Squad, but I think his E is Suicide Squad Attack, or maybe they changed it, but his E, which blows himself up, I think they do want you to play him more aggressively. So maybe I should play him in turbo just to force myself to learn a more aggressive style of Techies, because right now I think I'm kind of used to the like sit back, plant a bunch of mines, and wait for people to walk into your mines So I should probably learn to play him a little bit more aggressively. But I don't play him in turbo, so I haven't played him in a while.
There is an emergency in the foundry.
Oh, the guy said a bunch of things. I'm not paying attention.
Stabilizing.
They've overrun the adjacent facility. If the venting turbines aren't re-engaged, neither of us will survive the meltdown.
How do I do that then? Oh. Okay. So the as I was saying before, I started talking about Dota. These streams are going to be a little tricky because I'm going to have to hope that this happens on the hour. That the levels finish concurrent with my stream. Because I don't... Actually, that's a good question. Does this game have, like, explicit checkpoints that I can come back to? I don't think so, right? I think you either finish the level... Well, no, I can't... I think people would have complained about that if that were the case. But, so if I continue... Let's say... If I continue, right, and then stop after a checkpoint, am I good to come back to that checkpoint? Okay, then I can come back to... Because I think the check... I guess my thought initially was that, like, if you died, you could go back to a checkpoint, but if you left the game, you couldn't? Okay, so I guess you can't do that, so never mind then. So I guess we'll go for a little while longer and maybe get that first checkpoint. That said, it still is tempting to end the stream on the end of a level. So this isn't maybe the best case scenario. But I don't know. I'm not going to take the pacing of these streams too seriously. I don't actually know what the save icon looks like. Okay, I'm guessing it's not that. Yeah, it's like stopping an episode of a TV show midway through. You're 100% right. Remaster Resistance. So I have one upgrade point. I guess I have that new machine gun, but I don't have any ways to up. Well, I don't. Yeah, let's save up for the other upgrade for the. Oh wait. Charge burst increases the rate of fire of the burst. Reduces loading time for charge burst. I feel like I kind of want something for this gun, but that's not gonna happen. Let's do that. I think it's more economical to just purchase the 1 point upgrades for everything before you move on to 3, right? Because you get the most boosts out of that. Transfer complete. Okay. Let's get to a save icon at some point and then call it.
After running more diagnostics on the active Praetor suit, it appears that I can accelerate the upgrading of your arsenal by measuring your combat effectiveness. I have added a tracker.
Oh, that's...
Display.
Well, I hope I'm ready for embarrassment.
The facility will not allow you access to the turbine room unless the demonic threat level is brought down inside the foundry. Our security systems cannot be overridden.
Oh, I definitely remember this level from the one secret I was looking for like a really long time. Let's do micro missiles. I don't know what the save icon looks like still. I think I didn't want a glory kill because he looks like he was going to blow up, so...
Gas leak detected. I think that's a good bit, right? Where the kind of the audio log or whatever
that it's supposed to tell you where to go. It's just like this one demon just like murdering 2 people and then dragging the guy's body.
Access denied.
Yeah, so I need the guy's hand, right? Or I need something from another part of this. There are multiple objectives, huh? Oh, I can't reach it. Here's a key card. Oh, a Praetor token? Okay. I think it is stuttering a little bit for me, frame rate wise. But maybe it's just that one section. Maybe I should have made it earlier. Made that earlier jump. Because otherwise I'm not entirely sure where to go. Okay, so now I'm on the other side. I'm trying to figure out what a save... Oh, well, that's gross. What a save icon looks like so I can... Just so I can know what it looks like.
Access granted.
I'm not seeing a checkpoint thing.
Gas leak stopped.
I guess let's kill some demons and see if I get a save icon. If you guys see a save icon, let me know. I'm not seeing one. Oops. Oh, there it is. It's the big thing that says checkpoint reached on there.
5%.
Okay, well, weird place to cut it off, but we made progress. We got through 2 levels. I don't remember how many levels there are, but I don't remember this being a long game. But I don't think I think it's like in the middle. I think it's like, what, 12, 15 hours? So it's not that bad in terms of length. Definitely shorter than the Legend of Zelda games I've been playing, so... Okay, well, we will pick this back up either tomorrow or Thursday. I'm not entirely sure what my schedule looks like tomorrow. But I think the days that I will for sure stream are Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Maybe sometimes on Tuesdays, but we'll see. I guess, check back on this channel at 7 p.m. Thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate you guys supporting me after a brief hiatus. Chat seemed a little more lively than usual, but so I hope you guys stick around for more Doom in the coming weeks. Thanks again everybody for watching. I will see you guys next time. I'm gonna have to alt tab actually.